So if you've been following my channel, you've seen me learning and teaching Python. We've built script, we've talked about variable loops and all fundamentals you need to automate things using code. But recently I hit a wall actually, and I had this, my Gmail was full of a lot of emails, and I had to automate some important emails and put them in a spreadsheet, So I needed to use a Gmail API to help me to be able to use Python script and be able to automate that. So that's when I got this app which is called Zapier, and Zapier has helped me actually a lot because it has enabled me to automate my emails, and I was able to automate my emails such that I can start an important email that I want to check it later, and then I put it in spreadsheet or maybe in my Google Sheets in my drive. So that's one of the things that I've been doing recently. That's why actually I haven't been posting. So yeah, and today I want us to talk about automation, because that's when I was actually learning Python to do automation. So I was learning Python for automation, AI automation. So that's what today I'm going to show you, and yeah, it's gonna be fun. So let's dive into it. Welcome back, everyone. So you might be wondering why I'm someone who is promoting Python, talking about no-code tools. But in fact, learning Python gave me a huge advantage. I was It taught me the most important concept in automation, which is logic, and the idea of a trigger, a process, and an action. So that's what we are going to do today. So remember, we said I will use Zapier. So Zapier is what we're going to use. So Zapier is a no-code tool. It is a tool for automation. If you want maybe to link different apps in one place, so you can use Zapier. It's a no-code tool. And for me, the first thing that you do, you log in to your account. So for me here, I had logged in. You see I have my account here. So you just log in with your account, and then you'll come here. So Zapier will ask you, what would you like to automate? So the idea of trigger, a process, and an action in Python, that's an if statement, a function, and a result. So that's how Python has helped me in this. And no-code tools like Zapier are just a visual way of building that same logical flow. So instead of being a goodbye to Python, think of it as expanding our toolkit. So some jobs need a custom coded solution, but for many everyday problems, no code is faster. Like in this case, we are going to connect actually Gmail and our Google Sheets. Okay. So understanding the concept from coding makes you better at no code, and also vice versa. Okay, all right, let's make our hands dirty. And I'm going to build the exact automation I mentioned earlier, which is when I start an email in Gmail, save its detail to a Google Sheet, and I'll do it live. So here we are inside Zapier. So we are going to create a new Zap. So you can come here, create, or maybe you can go down here where it's written start from scratch, Zap, automated workflow. So anything that you create is called a Zap when you use Zapier, that is. So you can see here we have trigger and action, the exact thing. So here when you trigger something here, an action is done here. Okay, yeah. So the first step is trigger. This is like when this happens. So we search for Google. Remember here we are trying to connect Google with our Google Sheet. So we use Google. So you come here, you search for any app that you want to automate. So in this case is our Gmail. And since the trigger event we want is new labeled email. Remember, we want to label an email as star, so that when we star, it can trigger an action in our Google Sheet. Okay, so here we will select the event, and then we'll come here, we trigger an event. So we search here, new label, new. So we have it here. So we have new label here, and then from there you need to connect your account with Zapier, so that the moment you connect your Gmail account with Zapier, Zapier can be able to now automate the workflow. So let's select the account. So I'm going to use this one. So you see, I've connected my account. So that's the next step. And the good thing with this, we have a copilot here. So if you're stuck somewhere, you can ask your copilot. So you just ask it what you want it to do. Maybe you want, maybe your test is not working, or maybe you have a problem with setup. Okay, so let's continue. So you click here, continue. So the moment you click continue, so here Zapier wants to test the trigger. So remember, here we've said we have a new label, and then the moment we label our email, maybe we star it, now the trigger will show it. So before we test the trigger, we need to open our Gmail. So that's the next step. So open your Gmail. So I hope you can see it. Well. Let me make it more clear. So in this case, here are my emails. So let's say I want to start an email. Let me say, let's go back. Let me say I want to start this Mel Robbins. So I've started that one, and then you come back, and then now you test your trigger. So you see, we have a label here, label C, original record pulled on September 22nd. So let's continue with selected trigger. And then from there, now you need to connect to your next, to your other app. Where do you want the email to be saved? So let's say it's Google Sheets. So, and then let's select the event. So what do we want to do? The moment we save or we trigger an action in Gmail, we want to do what? So we want to actually save. So you come, you choose here. So we have here, copy data from one range to another, not that one. So create a new spread. Let's go back here. So we have, so you can create a new spreadsheet row at the top. Okay, let's just say create a new row in a specific spreadsheet. Or since we're working with the Google Sheet, let's create a new worksheet in a Google Sheet. So from there, let's come here. Let's configure it now. Let's click continue. Let's wait a bit. Okay, so here is we are asked to choose value. So here it means, where do you want to your Google Sheet to be saved? So in this case, I'll just choose my drive, my Google Drive, and then let's choose value. So value means which spreadsheet do I want to save it. So in my Google Drive, I have my email automation spreadsheet, and from there we can so in this case we can say title is my chat, and then let's put false. So here overwrite existing worksheet with the same title, so let's put false there. Actually this one, it reminds me of Python. So yeah, when you talk about the boolean values, false or and then in this case let's use name, and then let's click continue. So in this case we want to test our worksheet, I mean our automation, if it's working. So let's test. Okay, so in this case our worksheet was sent to Google Sheet about 3 seconds ago. So let's go to our Google Sheet. Let's open Google Drive. Let's open our Google Drive because that's where our Google Sheet is. Let's just wait a moment. We need Google Drive, not my Google account. So let's sign in. So you can see here, I'm in my Google Drive. So let's check. Remember where we saved? We said my email automation spreadsheet. Let's have a look. Not that one. My email automation. So let's check. Let's check if our automation is working. So you can see here, guys. So we have a timestamp. So this is a spreadsheet that I created, and we have timestamp. So this one shows the time that this automation was actually saved, and the sender's name is Mel Robbins. You remember we started this email in our Gmail inbox, and we have the subject here. So this is a simple way of how you can automate your workflow. Probably you have some two apps you want to connect together, and it is the best way because you can imagine you have a lot of work, a lot of repetitive work. So in this case I was able to reduce my repetitive work such that my important email that I want to read later, I don't have to be overwhelmed of my email. You know, sometimes Gmail can be so much overwhelming and you have to go and look for that third email. So instead of doing that, you just go and create an automation tool that once you start an email, it goes directly to where you want it to be saved. So actually that was all about Zapier, and this is a simple one. It's just a simple way of automating, but there is a lot to learn about automation tool because that's what I ventured into. I was learning Python too for automation. So my biggest takeaway is learning to code is an incredible superpower. It teaches you how to think, but you don't always need to code to be powerful. The goal is solving problems efficiently. Actually, you should just have that mindset of solving a problem, because I mean that's the thing that we are here to do. So sometimes with Python, uh, so that's with Python. Sometimes it's a tool like Zapier. Zapier can help you to solve problems efficiently. And when you come here, let's explore some. Um, let's go to home and uh, okay, let's come here. I want to show you you can connect different apps using Zapier. So when you come here, you let's check a new Zap so that I show you. You can have a lot. So in this case, you can see we have over 7,000 apps and tools that you can connect. So this is the apps that you can connect. You can connect your Google with your Google Forms. Even you can connect Gmail with Slack, and even Google Calendar. I mean, instead of just this repetitive task that you want your calendar to have specific dates that you want for specific maybe meeting or appointments or something of sort, you can automate them. We have also even Notion. We have every, like, you can connect different apps, and you can make your work easier instead of harder. I mean, this automation, the tools, they are here to make our work easier and not harder. So when it comes to the no code tools, they help. They It's all about trigger and action. The moment when this happens, then do this. So that's how the tool works. So I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What's a small repetitive task in your life that you think you could be automated? And if you want to learn Python fundamentals that make understanding this so much easier, check out my playlist. Right, right now you can click uh, in my uh, in my channel, and you'll find um, those videos about Python fundamentals. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Make sure to subscribe and like.